Okay, I think it all works. It works.
Woo.
Yay, it works.
Weekend technology.
No, it's all me. When it works, it's all me. When it fails, it's all me. That's pretty much how it works.
Well, I will take my fair share of the blame.
It's pretty loud. I'm turning it. Like I'm having to like a little hot there.
Ooh.
Well,
Sorry,
the background music's a little hot.
Sorry about that.
Sorry about that, guys. What's up? Law and Disorder coming at you from Popcornology here in Terrell, Texas. Shout out to us at Popcornology for doing this.
Mm-hmm. And Smoothie U.
Smoothie U, Popcornology, bringing you all natural fruit smoothies and gourmet popcorn. And the elephant in the room here is Young Ideas Dish. Let's show them. Bam.
Picture me, I'm Vanna White here. Da-da-da.
Thanks to Gary and Aaron over at Young Ideas Dish in Wills Point, Texas, for all your Dish Network needs. They brought us these cool, gnarly signs. So now we have... Oh, we're out of music.
Kind of like a background, I guess you would say. Like our own little backdrop.
Yeah, we have a backdrop.
I like it.
Got backdrop. Wave Space Audio for doing the music.
Yes, I love our intro music. It always gets me so pumped for
He
shows.
does all of our music, so...
I get so pumped.
Shout out to Wave Space for all of it. So, we're here. We are...
Stuffed and full still from
Yeah, we're a week
Thanksgiving.
removed from Thanksgiving, right? Just last week we were eating turkey.
Stuffing my face.
And now we're here doing a show talking about Christmas.
Yes, because as soon as Thanksgiving is over, it's officially Christmas.
Yeah, but I mean, in this scenario, literally like December. We're December 2nd.
I know. Oh my gosh.
Only 23 shopping days until Christmas.
Don't remind me. I haven't bought anything.
Now I'm like a quarter of into it, but I'm behind because usually by now I've done a lot more. And the thing you got to worry about this year, Miss Holland, is that everything's trapped in boats in China.
I know.
Out in the ocean. So like if you really want to get your family member like that, I don't know, what's a cool item everybody wants? What's a cool item?
Anything with a chip in it.
Yeah, if you want to get them that cool new iPhone 13 or something like that, like it could be stuck on a boat.
Yeah.
For a while. So you should have ordered it in October. You know?
Yeah. So online shopping is definitely going to be interesting. I mean, I'm hoping I can do most of my shopping online, but all my stuff's going to have to be in stock.
Well, what they were really saying a few weeks back is that to make sure you get what you want, you're going to have to go to the store. Some people haven't been to a store Christmas shopping in years because they've been so used to going and doing the internet thing. And they're like, no, if you want to make sure that thing is like coming, you got to go grab it yourself. You got to go get it. You can't order it and then it's like, oh, it'll be here in 3 days. And then 3 days, it's like your shipping's been delayed 3 days. And then 3 more days later, it gets delayed again. So like if you want to make sure that you get that iPhone 13 for grandma, you got to go to the store and get it in your hand yourself.
No one wants to do that anymore. I don't like going to the store anymore. I'll go to the store if I need a couple things or, I'll run to Target or wherever. But I do all my big shopping online. I just don't want to have to like drive and buy all of it and carry all of it and check it all out and lug it to my car, lug it home. Like, I just don't want to do it, especially when all these websites that you're shopping at, I'm buying enough to get free shipping. So I'm like, well, I'm getting free shipping anyway. Just send it to me.
Well, yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, like if you want to make sure grandma gets that iPhone 13, you got to go to the store yourself.
A great alternative to that is doing the drive-by, what's it called? Like drive-by pickup, where you order it and then you just pull into a parking spot and they put it in the car for you. So you still don't have to go in the store.
That's what I did. I went to Best Buy today. Shout out to the guys at Best Buy because I'm sure they were looking at me weird. I placed 3 different orders last week for like 3 different gifts. And I get there, and you got a little check-in thing where you got to put what spot you're in, and you got to put your little number, like whatever your verification number is. And I had to do that 3 different times. And they're like, what is this guy getting? Like, I came out with like a truckload of stuff basically, and they're just like, okay, this is your order. I go, no, I have 3 other orders. Can you go grab all of them for me so we're not doing this all day? Okay, sir, I'll be right back. It was pretty funny. But they were just like, okay,
You were that customer.
This one guy he couldn't just order it all at once. I ordered one like Wednesday, one Thursday, one Friday, and I just went and picked them all up at once. I wanted to be the pain in the butt customer. And I did it. Mission accomplished. Shout out to Best Buy in Rockwall, Texas for dealing with me. That's all I can do is give you love on my free podcast.
I'm sure they deal with much worse customers. So
Sometimes. I'm sure they do. So, before we get too far into the Christmas thing, let's just recap real quick on Thanksgiving. How was Thanksgiving?
Mine was great. Other than the fact that I ate way too much, I had a great time. I got to see all my family. I had some friends come over and stay with us. They brought their dog. We got to hang out with them and hang out with family, and it was very relaxing, very much needed break for me.
You know, I was the same way. I got to do 2 Thanksgivings, but normally we do 2 Thanksgivings back to back, like twice in the same day. This year we got to do one on Wednesday night, and then we got to do one Thursday afternoon. And it was like, okay, cool. I got to hang out. I got to drink. I got to get a little sleep.
Get to digest.
I had time to digest. It was enough to where I woke up the next day and it's like, man, I really want mom's turkey now. But shout out to Myrna because her turkey was amazing.
Oh, yeah?
She made like some fancy foo-foo turkey, like some Pinterest looking stuff. There was nothing left of the turkey. You know how like later in the evening or even after people leave, you start kind of like digging for like meat for a leftover, like a sandwich or something?
Uh-huh.
Not one piece of meat.
Really?
There was like a little piece of meat that I had, and that was it. But it was like that.
So just bones left.
There was literally, like Myrna said, she got up in the middle of the night to go to the kitchen, and she's like, yeah, I just see a plate with a carcass. You know?
That's like the ultimate compliment then.
Yeah. I mean, it means she did a really good job. Mm-hmm. So she did do a really good job. So we had turkey. We went and did like a drive-through Christmas thing. The next day, Myrna had to work a little bit. Me and Andrew went to the movies. We saw Ghostbusters Afterlife or whatever. Ghostbusters, whatever. Really good movie. But you never seen Ghostbusters, so therefore we can't talk about it because you're not going to know what we're talking about.
I won't. Sorry.
So we saw that. And then Saturday I went to a wedding. Saturday, okay, you're gonna be mad at me. Saturday I DJ'd a wedding.
Okay. Okay, yeah.
Okay, you're gonna be mad at me because you asked me to DJ your wedding and I didn't DJ it.
But you DJ. Okay, I see how you feel. But
I
whatever.
paid. Hold on, I did love you enough to pay.
You did
for a
you
DJ,
did. You
and
did.
she did very well.
You replaced yourself, so you're fine.
So the very, very short story is that one of my oldest friends in the world, I've known him since I was 8, 7, and now I'm 40. I'm 40 now. He asked me like 6 months ago, kind of in passing. And then he asked me 3 months ago, again, kind of in passing. And about 2 weeks ago, him and his fiance, or now wife, were like, hey, we need to get together and talk about a playlist. And in my head, I'm like, oh, so like, this is real. Like, we're really doing this. Like, I thought you were like, just, you know, because every time they said it to me, it was just kind of like, we need to talk about, you know, this. But it's okay when you have time. So when we had time 2 weeks before the wedding.
Yep.
So I got pulled out of I pulled myself out of retirement. I worked myself up, which is what I do when I do these gigs, and I did a wedding.
Nice.
And the only reason I did it is because I've known the guy since I was 7, 8 years old.
No.
And one of our other buddies got engaged recently, and he goes, he was, I think he was joking. I hope he was. He goes, so are you going to DJ at my wedding? I said, no. I said, this was it. I said, this was it. But you're doing such a good job. I know. This is it. We're not doing it.
Finished, over, done for life, not happening again.
I wasn't expecting to come out of retirement to do this one, but I did it. It went well. I was proud of myself. Everybody was proud of me. So I'm not saying names, but people that were at the wedding know. So at one point during the wedding, they're doing the cake. They're cutting the cake, whatever. And they're to the, is the camera? Okay, so I'm here at the DJ booth, and Myrna's like right where you are. And they're maybe 25 feet away from me to the left. Mm-hmm. And we look over, and me and Myrna are like, that's a lot of candles to have at a wedding. And then I look over again, it's like, oh, she's on fire. She's on fire.
The bride was on fire?
The bride was on fire. Apparently, whatever candle, like she had really long hair, and she turned, and it just like clipped the candle. And it's, you know, you got married recently. What's in your hair? Just all that hairspray and product?
Yeah, but my hair was all up.
No, hers was down, and it was just like...
If it was full of hairspray, that's so flammable.
It was like, all you see is like this burst. So they took it out, and it didn't damage a lot of her hair. It looked bad enough to where we thought it like caught her dress on fire, but it didn't. It was just that big flame from the Aquanet or whatever the hell was in her hair.
The initial, burning of the hairspray.
Yeah, so I got to see that.
Nice.
And obviously, when you're cutting the cake, if they're a good photographer, they're taking 1 billion pictures. So the next day, the photographer sends her the picture because obviously she's a good photographer. She's just like,
yeah.
And then she happens to catch that moment, and all you see is like her eyes kind of lit up, and her husband's like, and you just see like this flame coming out the back of her head.
I don't mean to laugh at her expense, but man. I mean, that's going to make the best wedding story in like a few years. Like the rest of her life, she's going to talk about that moment and just laugh and yeah.
Well, we even asked apparently somebody in the wedding party asked the photographer, has this ever happened before? She said no. And she goes, there's always like, I'm in all these photography groups on Facebook and wedding groups. She goes, and they always have contests for like best picture, you know, most candid moment, whatever. She goes, I'm submitting that one. She goes, I'm going to win something off of this one. She goes, I've never heard of this happening. She goes, she's like, I've taken pictures and like people get into a fight, and you know, I've caught all these candid moments that nobody expected to happen. She goes, but I've never seen somebody's hair catch on fire. She goes, and I got the perfect shot where it's just like this flame, and the bride's eyes are getting a little big, and the husband's eyes are like, holy crap, like my wife's head's on fire. It's pretty hilarious.
That is funny.
Yeah. And then they had rented a hotel, or they had rented a suite across the street, and we all stayed at this hotel. And we took the party to the suite. And I DJ'd the party, the after party. And nice. The after party went on until 2 a.m. until we were told we had to vacate.
Aw.
Or they would vacate. They told the guests we had to vacate the suite, or the bride and groom were going to have to vacate the suite as well.
Aw,
so
yeah.
Like, I remember they came in there beating on the door, and they're like, we've been here 3 times now. And I'm like, no, this is only your second time. And like, sir, we were here 3 times. You didn't hear us the second time. So, anyways, that was Thanksgiving.
That's hilarious. Sounds very enjoyable.
I'm still trying to recover from that. Stuff you can't unsee.
Nothing crazy like that happened at my wedding, I don't think. If it did, no one told me.
I hear a lot of that happens.
Yeah.
I hear there's certain moments that happen at weddings that you find out
later,
months, years after the fact, that like it's completely hidden. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting that you say that. That was something we were talking about at the wedding, because we had a couple of those moments that probably won't ever come out. But yeah. So now we're done with Thanksgiving. We've had our turkey. Christmas time is here.
Christmas.
And what is one of the things that everybody does, that no matter how Christmassy or non-Christmassy you are, there's one thing that I think everybody does at least once during Christmas season. What do?
Drink eggnog?
No, I've never had eggnog. Ever.
Don't do it. It's disgusting.
The one thing that they do, and even if they just sit through half an hour of one, they always watch at least some portion of a Christmas movie or a Christmas special or something.
Yes.
Everybody does it.
Yes.
Even if you're not somebody that celebrates Christmas, you've seen it or you're aware of it. Mm-hmm. So we've compiled this list here of, what are we calling this? Like classic Christmas movies?
Okay. So I have compiled a list of, I think there's 65. There's a lot. 65 classic Christmas movies. And I pulled this list from Rotten Tomatoes. So this isn't like my personal list of Christmas movies or just random ones I found online. This was put together by Rotten Tomatoes because obviously you guys know me, I don't know movies. I couldn't name every Christmas movie. So I just started a list with those. And then I also started a list of checking off which ones I've seen and which ones I haven't. And big surprise, I have not seen most of these movies. And I also have never heard of most of these movies.
Of course. Surprise, surprise.
So we're going to go through this. We'll go through it pretty quick if we want to get through all of them. Because some of them I have no idea what they are.
By the way, I can't read half of these because you did it in a font that doesn't belong to people over the age of 40. I can't read this.
Make it bigger. Enlarge
I
it.
can't read it.
You just got to make it
No,
bigger.
even when it's enlarged, I can't read it. It's pretty small.
You can't read?
I can read. I just can't read that.
I have the list here. I printed it off to be old school in case you need to read
In
this.
case I needed to read the list.
Yes.
Yeah, that's going to happen too.
Okay.
So
Or
let's-
I can read it. I'll just be the one to read it.
No.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just trying to work on some technical stuff here.
Okay. You want me to go ahead and start?
Yes, ma'am. You.
All right. I think these first 65 are like rated worst to best. So the ones I'm going to name off first are like at the bottom of the 65, and then the last ones are like the best out of the 65. So the first movie is called Remember the Night.
Never heard of that movie.
Never heard of it. Haven't seen it. Miracle on 34th Street, 1994 edition.
I remember the original one, which was like the 1934 edition.
This is the 1994 edition. Never seen it. Never heard of it. Didn't know it existed.
I mean, I've heard of it, but I've never seen it.
Yeah.
I barely remember the first one. What? Okay. Let's just move on. I barely
Okay.
remember.
You're good. Okay. Next one's called The Preacher's Wife.
I think that's the one with Whitney Houston.
Maybe?
I think that's all I remember about that. Is she's a preacher's wife, and is Whitney Houston.
Haven't seen it. Dolly Parton's Christmas on the Square.
Never
I think this is on Netflix, but I haven't seen it, but I want to see it.
Never seen it.
The Christmas Chronicles 1 and 2.
Part one. Well, they're both on Netflix.
Yeah.
Kurt Russell, I believe, is Santa Claus. Andrew has seen it. He's seen both of them. I've never seen either one of them.
Me neither. Looks all right. National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Yes. Chevy
Never seen
Chase.
it. Never seen it.
Chevy Chase and his family. There's like a whole thing of vacation movies. They've gone to Vegas. They've had a Christmas holiday. They went to Europe. They went like on a road trip through America. His kids went on a trip in a spinoff.
Wow. This is one of my friend's favorite Christmas movies, and I've never seen it.
That's the one you have to see. If you're gonna watch one Christmas movie a year, this is a pretty good one because it's a perfect example of all the trials and tribulations of Christmas. Like getting the last minute gifts, trying to hang up the ornaments, trying to bring in the tree, having the struggles of annoying family showing up unexpected.
Oh, okay.
It's like a whole thing.
Aw.
And then in the very end, there's like a message.
Is it funny, though?
It's hilarious. It's Chevy
okay.
Chase.
Okay. Well,
But-
I've never seen anything by Chevy Chase. I don't know.
Three Amigos?
I don't know what that is.
Oh my God.
Okay, we got to keep going, Sergio. It's a big list.
Okay.
Love Actually.
Is that Anne Hathaway?
That's Keira Knightley and the main guy from The Walking Dead.
Okay, I don't remember
I
that.
haven't seen it, but I need to. Krampus.
Krampus is like a scary movie, I think.
I haven't seen it, but I want to.
Okay.
A very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Yes.
Haven't seen it.
The Harold and Kumar movies are great.
I've seen White Castle. I haven't seen any of the others.
This one's great. Neil Patrick Harris, again, steals the show.
As he always does.
You know, if you partake in like recreational drug use, it's a pretty good movie. I mean, that doesn't mean I do it, but I'm just saying like
I can see that.
stoners like it. It's a stoner movie.
Next up, we have Godmothered.
I don't know who that is.
I think it's on Netflix. I haven't seen it. Best Man Holiday.
I think I've seen that one.
I don't know what that is. Haven't seen it. Scrooged.
Yes. You've never seen that? Bill Murray. It's like What's that Charles Dickens book?
A Christmas Carol?
Yes. It's like a modern version. Well, in the 80s, it was a modern version of A Christmas Carol.
Oh, I like Bill Murray.
You need to watch that one. That's another good movie.
Okay. I'll have to watch that
and
one.
it's a comedy. Like a dark comedy.
Next up, Home Alone.
Of course. You haven't seen it?
I think I've seen like small little parts of Home Alone when I was a kid, but I have not sat and watched the movie beginning to end.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I know I'm the worst. Okay, Frosty the Snowman.
Which one?
The original. The classic from like the 70s or whatever. I have seen that one. So that's the first one on this list that I've seen.
That's the one where they had to take Frosty back to the North Pole?
Yeah.
That's not the claymation one. It's animated.
No. It's regular animated.
Okay, yeah. I've seen that one.
Next up, we have Mickey's Christmas Carol. I've seen that.
Yes, it was like a Christmas Carol, but
With Mickey and Minnie Mouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was great. Loved it. The Night Before.
Oh, is that the one with Seth Rogen?
Yes.
That is the one with Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Seth Rogen and Anthony Mackie and Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's another one of those like pothead movies.
I think I've seen it, but I don't remember. Because isn't Seth Rogen Jewish? And he's Jewish in the movie?
He's Jewish, and at one point he's really high, and he goes into the church, and then he sees the crucifix, and he's either on weed or he might be on shrooms, and he starts freaking out because he's like, "We did this to Jesus." He starts feeling like really guilty.
Yeah.
Yes, that was an interesting movie.
Next up, we have The Ref.
Yes. Have you not seen that one?
I don't know who that is.
Dennis Leary, the comedian.
Don't know who that is.
Is it Dennis Leary? It's a comedy. He's like a bank robber that ends up hanging out in a house. He like raids the house and like holds the family hostage on Christmas. Kevin Spacey's in it, like before Kevin Spacey got shunned.
Oh, like a young Kevin Spacey?
Yeah, this was like in the mid late 90s.
Oh, that was like 25 years ago. Yeah, he's a lot younger. Okay.
Kevin Spacey.
Next up, The Santa Claus. Yes, I've seen The Santa Claus.
Is that Tim Allen? Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah.
Classic. So good. Then we have Lego Star Wars Holiday Special.
That's based on the Star Wars Holiday Special.
Yeah.
There was a holiday special from Star Wars in the 70s, maybe 80s, and I think it's just the Lego version of that.
Next up, Happy Christmas.
I have no clue.
I have no idea. This one doesn't make sense, but it's a movie. The movie is called Merry Christmas.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I don't remember. Next up, The Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's the other one that was like
Yes. That's my favorite Christmas Carol movie. Because, there's a bunch of different versions of that movie. This one's my favorite, hands down.
I guess.
Who's Scrooge in it? Something. Caine.
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. He's so good.
He's such a good actor. He can play Ebenezer Scrooge, and then he can play Bruce Wayne's butler.
Mm-hmm. I'd watch anything he's in.
He makes really good movies.
White Christmas. Yes, I've seen that.
I don't know that one.
White Christmas is like about it was made in like the 50s, I think. And it's about like the two sisters, and they're like a singing duo, and they meet these two guys from the army, and they have to put on this big Christmas show to save like this resort up in the mountains, and it's just very theatrical, with lots of costumes and dancing, and yeah.
None of that sounds familiar to me at all.
I think if you saw a picture of it, you'd recognize it.
I still wouldn't recognize it.
Okay, it's a good movie. Next up, we have Let It Snow.
Never.
I don't
heard
know
of
what that
it.
is. Haven't seen it. A Christmas Horror Story.
I assume it's a scary Christmas movie.
Haven't seen it. While You Were Sleeping.
Was that
I don't know.
I think that was Sandra Bullock in that one.
I think that's who was in the picture.
That's the one where the guy got like a coma or something, got into a coma, and then Sandra Bullock is pretending she was engaged to him or something.
Well, that's kind of sad.
Something like that.
Anna and the Apocalypse.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds pretty good.
It's like a horror Christmas movie. I don't know what it is. Next up, we have, of course, A Charlie Brown Christmas.
Yeah, with the little tree. With the little
That is my number one all-time favorite Christmas movie, A Charlie Brown Christmas. Batman Returns.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Batman Returns?
No.
It's centered around Christmas. It happens during Christmas.
Haven't seen it.
Is it a Christmas movie?
I didn't make the list. Rotten
It's
Tomatoes
a
did.
superhero movie in Christmas during
Yeah.
Christmas time.
Some of these movies are set during Christmas, so they consider them Christmas movies.
That's true.
Next up we have The Bishop's Wife,
He must be like the preacher's wife.
No.
That's a spinoff.
Trading Places.
Yes, you've never seen Trading Places? Dan Aykroyd again.
I don't know.
Dan Aykroyd, Eddie Murphy.
I know Eddie Murphy.
It happens at Christmas. They trade places. It's like
Oh.
it's like no, it's not like The Parent Trap because they're not twins, but it's like
Do they do it on purpose or like, dude, take my life,
like
I'll take yours?
It's like a bet.
Oh.
Dan Aykroyd's boss are two rich brothers, and they're like, well, we bet that we could send him to the hood, and he'll bring himself back, and we'll bet that he can go from the hood, from nothing to something, but then somehow he'll end up back. It was like a social experiment.
Oh.
They bet $1. They were billionaires, and they bet $1 to ruin these two men's lives. It's all right. They got their comeuppance in the end.
Oh, okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in it.
Oh, I love her. Mm-hmm. Ah, I'll have to look that one up. I should have brought a highlighter to highlight these. March of the Wooden Soldiers.
That's a song, isn't it?
I don't know. I don't know songs either. I don't
Oh.
know anything. Keep moving along. Christmas in Connecticut.
I assume it's a Christmas movie that takes place in the state of Connecticut.
I assume so. Next up, we have A Christmas Carol, 1951 edition. I haven't seen that one.
I mean, we've seen Muppet Christmas Carol, and we've seen.
Yeah, but there are several. So this was 1951. Because again, this list is rated, so this one's, I guess, rated better. Next up is Gremlins.
Did you see Gremlins?
No, I don't know what a gremlin is.
A gremlin.
Like a little scary thing.
Mogwai. It's a mogwai.
A mog.
Mogwai. That's
Mogwai.
that's the species, and you can't feed him after midnight, and you can't get water on him, or he turns into like this really ugly gremlin.
Are these the things that turn into Furbies?
No, he looks like a Furby. Gizmo looked like a Furby's based on Gizmo. Gizmo's really cute and cuddly. He looks like a little bear, but then there's rules, and you can't feed him after midnight, and you can't get him wet, and there's something else. And then the stupid teenager kid that he gives it to, what does he do? He gets it wet, and he lets it eat, and like basically it like other little gremlin, like little things like pop off of his back.
Oh my gosh.
And they're all these little evil gremlins, and then they start running around terrorizing this little town.
You know, I didn't like fur babies when I was a kid, so maybe that.
Yeah.
Next up is A Christmas Tale.
Is that like a Christmas Carol, but
I don't think so.
Different?
I didn't recognize it. Next up, Elf. Yes.
with Will Ferrell?
Yes. So good.
You know, I'm not a big Will Ferrell person. I don't think he's like a situational comedian. He's funny in certain things, but he's not like a funny person, in my opinion.
He's great in this movie. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I've seen it. The Zoe Deschanel. She got such a good voice in that movie. When she's just singing, and he's all like stalking her in the shower. That was really weird.
He's just singing in the shower.
He went into the shower
I know,
and
but
he was like sitting
not
there.
to see her naked, to literally just sing with her.
I know, but
It's funny.
Yeah, and then whenever the guy, when he decorated like the store, and it was like this whole elaborate thing that he did by himself, that was pretty funny.
All right, moving on. We have The Man Who Invented Christmas.
Jesus?
No, I don't know what this is.
Oh,
White Reindeer.
I mean, in reality, Jesus invented Christmas because he was born.
Yeah. Okay, White Reindeer. I don't
About
know
a
what that
white
is.
reindeer, I'm sure.
This one confused me. I don't know what this is. It's called Tokyo Godfathers.
I don't know what that is.
I think it's an anime. I think it's centered around Christmas. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
I've never seen it, but I hear it takes place at Christmas.
Rare Exports: A Christmas Tale.
What? I don't know what that is.
Again, I don't know what a lot of these movies are. Okay, page 2. We're almost done. Okay, here we go.
I'm already on page 2. Your page 2 is different than my page 2.
I printed it. Mine. It's a little different. Better Watch Out.
For what?
Better Not Cry.
Oh, it's a part of the song.
I guess. I don't know. Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey. This
No.
one I remember. I haven't seen it, but I think it's like a cute little story about a little girl or
No.
yeah.
No. Okay, which one?
Jingle Jangle.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the next one was about a little girl.
No. Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey.
Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. And before we get to this next one, did you say that this is rated like we're ascending up the ladder?
We started with the worst, and each one I mentioned is like rated slightly better.
Okay, I want to make sure of that. So the next one, A Christmas Story. That's Ralphie, You'll Shoot Your Eye Out. Mm-hmm. TNT and TBS show it 24 hours from Christmas Eve through Christmas Day. You're trying to tell me that the most shown movie every year is not in the top 2, top 5? This is in the middle of the list.
Okay, this is in like the bottom top, or I guess call it the top third of the list. Again, this is Rotten Tomatoes. This is not TNT's list or TBS's list.
I know, but I'm just like, you're trying to tell me, I mean, there's like, how many, there's a lot of movies ahead of it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 16 movies ahead of this. You're trying to tell me that there's 16 movies better than this movie.
According to Rotten Tomatoes, yes. Okay.
I smell Rotten Tomatoes here.
So-
Rigged. It's rigged.
Everything else that's better than A Christmas Story. We have Little Women. I like Little Women.
Is that Winona Ryder?
The 90s version, yeah.
Okay.
I love Winona. Then we have Edward Scissorhands, which I've also seen.
Which happened at Christmas, but it's not a Christmas movie.
But it's still a great story.
I'm taking offense to everything above A Christmas Story.
Happiest Season.
I don't know that one.
Me either. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Is that the claymation one? Mm-hmm. With the abominable snowman? Ooh, I said abominable.
Yeah, good for you.
I got it right the first time. That's a good one. Okay.
I love that movie.
I'll give it.
Klaus. This
I
is
don't
the
know
one
that.
that's on Netflix. It's like the origin of Santa and how he started.
Is it
delivering-
animated?
Huh?
Is it animated?
It's animated.
Maybe I have seen that one.
Next up is Arthur Christmas.
Never seen that one.
Die Hard.
Okay, that one could clearly be above A Christmas Story.
I haven't seen Die Hard.
You haven't seen Die Hard? People argue that Die Hard is not a Christmas movie. Die Hard happened at Christmas. John McClane, played by Bruce Willis, saves the day at Christmas. It's a Christmas movie. It happens on Christmas. It's a Christmas movie.
I believe you.
But I would like to point out that Die Hard 2 is not on this list. And Die Hard 2 as well took place at Christmas. Can we put Die Hard 2 on this list?
You
It's
have
not
to
even-
ask Rotten Tomatoes.
It's not even, if you're going to put Die Hard on the list, you have to put Die Hard 2 because they both happened at Christmas.
Well, they didn't include the second movies for a lot of these, like the Santa Claus. There's a Santa Claus 2 and a Santa Claus 3.
I know, but Die Hard 2 might be better than Die Hard 1.
I
So-
wouldn't know. Okay, we're almost done. We're almost there. Okay, next up, Tangerine.
I don't even know what that is.
This had really good reviews, but I've never seen it. It's an animated movie, I think. Mm-hmm. It's like really different like it was animation I had never seen before. Very, very cool. Very like cool computer graphics. Next up is a movie called Carol, which just happens to take place over Christmas.
Okay.
I've seen it, but I wouldn't call it a Christmas movie. Meet Me in St. Louis.
St. Louis?
St. Louis.
St. Louis?
Oops.
St. Louis? It's St. Louis.
I've been up early, guys.
Hold on, let me see if this works. Oh, hold on. Let me turn it. See, I was trying to do it.
Meet Me in St. Louis.
I just like how she's saying, I'm so tired, but when she came in here, she's
I didn't
like,
say I was tired. I said it's been a long day.
oh, okay. All I know is when she came in here in pre-production, she's like, can you put some Metallica on this record player? And she's just like, Metallica.
I had a lot of coffee today. I'm not tired. It's just been a long day. Meet Me in St. Louis, and that has what's her face in it? Judy
know.
Garland.
Ooh, Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Yeah, and she sings a really pretty Christmas song in this one. It's really sweet. Next up, The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Tim Burton. Mm-hmm. I didn't see that one. Oh, I've seen pieces of it.
I've seen pieces of it as well, so I wanted to give that one like half an X. Next up, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, 1966 edition, classic.
How the Grinch. Okay, that's the original one. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Jim Carrey one.
Hold up, we're getting there.
Oh, is that on there?
Hold up, we're getting there.
It's not on there.
It's not on these top 65. It's down. We're getting there. It's listed.
I didn't. Okay.
It's down
Oh,
more,
there's
I
another
promise.
page?
Yes.
Oh my God, I didn't realize there was a whole other page.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to get through this so
Oh.
people will keep watching.
Die Hard maybe. on
Okay.
this. Okay.
So, The Shop Around the Corner.
I don't know that one.
Holiday Inn.
No.
Miracle on 34th Street, original 1947
Okay.
edition is number 2.
Better than-
Number 1 is It's a Wonderful Life.
Okay. Oh, these other ones are movies that aren't on the list.
Yes. These other ones are movies that weren't on the Rotten Tomatoes list. Okay, so those were the 65 from Rotten Tomatoes. Don't hate me when I say I have not seen the top 2 movies. I know I need to see them.
Okay. You've never
Okay,
seen
fair.
It's a Wonderful Life?
No.
Okay. You need to see that one.
I know. Okay, so obviously that list didn't include every Christmas movie out there, so I listed several more that I knew of and that some of my friends knew of and had me put on the list. These are in no particular order. They're just extras. Okay, so we have Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds and Anna Faris.
Ooh.
Seen it, love that movie, so funny. How the Grinch Stole Christmas from the year 2000 with Jim Carrey.
That's a good one.
Seen it. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Yes.
Haven't seen it.
Way better than the first one. Far superior. The sequel was better than the original.
The Polar Express.
Ooh,
Yep.
is that the Tom Hanks one? Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Jack Frost.
Okay, we saw that one last night. One thing about Jack Frost is you can clearly tell it was made in the 90s because he had, back in the 90s, we all had like this thing going where we wanted to have like sideburns and like we looked like we were retro. And in that movie, he's dressed like he's retro. It's a horrible fashion statement.
Yeah.
Like he had like I think he had like the frosted blonde hair and everything. Like it was a bad time to be cool.
Yeah. I look back and I kind of giggle. Next up, we have The Holiday.
I don't. Oh,
That has Cameron Diaz in it.
Oh,
She trades places with
her sister or something.
no, just some woman.
I was thinking of the one with what's that movie with Queen Latifah? Is that not The Last Holiday?
That's called Last Holiday.
Last Holiday. That's a good one.
That's not on here, but yeah.
That's the one where she thought she was gonna die.
8 Crazy Nights.
Isn't that about Hanukkah?
Yes. I haven't seen it.
But is this a Christmas list or is this a holiday list?
Just Christmas holiday in general.
Okay, just wondering.
Bad Santa.
Billy Bob Thornton.
Haven't seen it. Looks funny. The Princess Switch. I think this is like a Lifetime or Hallmark movie.
Okay.
I think that has Vanessa Hudgens in it.
Okay.
Little Fockers. Prancer.
Ooh, Prancer was a good one. You didn't see Prancer?
I don't know what that is.
Prancer, like the reindeer Prancer got lost. Like he basically got loose somewhere. Like he strayed away from his clan or what are they? Whatever. The pack. And then like this little girl is trying to bring Prancer back to Santa. And the dad doesn't believe. The dad's like a grizzly old man that doesn't believe.
Aw.
Yeah. It's a pretty good movie.
Fun fact, we had a cat named Prancer. Shazam. Superhero movie.
Is that the Shaquille O'Neal one or is that the other one?
No, that's like the newer one.
That was in Christmas? I didn't know that was based.
Happened around Christmas.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, and this is the animated one from 2018.
The Benedict Cumberbatch?
Yep.
Cumberbatch? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good one.
The Year Without a Santa Claus.
I don't know that one.
A Christmas Prince.
Don't know
I've
that
seen it. It was all right. It's a Hallmark movie or Lifetime movie. 4 Christmases. I haven't seen it.
That's Vince Vaughn. It's not bad.
I don't like Vince Vaughn very much.
It's Vince Vaughn and what's her name?
Reese Witherspoon?
Yes, Reese Witherspoon. It was okay.
Bad Moms 2, A Bad Mom's Christmas.
Okay.
Seen that. It's pretty funny. Why Him? Hilarious.
Is that Ashton Kutcher?
No, that is
That's not Bernie Mac and Ashton Kutcher?
no. This is the guy from the show, the guy that sells the meth.
Breaking Bad.
The main guy from Breaking Bad is in it.
Oh, Bryan Cranston.
Yes, Bryan
Oh,
Cranston.
yeah, he's like the dad, right? Mm-hmm. Who's the son? Or who's
James Franco.
Yes. Okay, I do vaguely recall that one.
The Nutcracker in the Four Realms.
No.
I think this came out last year. It might be on Netflix. It has Keira Knightley in it.
Okay.
Rise of the Guardians.
That's a good one.
Seen that. Office Christmas Party is so funny.
that one's very inappropriate.
It's
What's her name
hilarious.
is in it? What's that comedian's name? Kate McKinnon. Yes. The funniest part about her is that she plays the HR manager, and she makes a comment about how at the last Christmas party she had to file sexual harassment charges against herself, or she had to report herself for sexual harassment against another employee. It's pretty funny.
Deck the Halls.
Is that Matthew Broderick? I think it's Matthew
I
Broderick.
think so. Deck the Halls.
Jingle All the Way. Deck the Halls, I think, is Matthew Broderick and little Dane DeVito.
Deck the Halls. Are you sure?
I think so. Dane DeVito and Matthew Broderick.
Yes, you are correct.
Told
Okay. Few left, guys. I promise. We're almost done. Jingle All the Way.
That's Arnold Schwarzenegger in Sinbad. Good movie.
Haven't seen it, but I think I've seen the previews.
It's a good movie. We've seen it like 4 times already.
Mixed Nuts.
Don't know that one.
Mickey's Once Upon a Christmas. That one's really good.
I think I've seen that one.
Ghost of Girlfriends Past.
Is that Ryan Reynolds?
That is Matthew McConaughey and Jennifer Garner.
Ah, okay.
And last but not least, A Christmas Carol 2009, and that has Jim Carrey in
That's
it.
the animated one. Mm-hmm. So one of the movies I'd like to point out that I think is, out of all these lists, the official list and the unofficial, nobody put Rocky 4. He goes to Russia and he fights Drago on Christmas.
I've never seen any of the Rocky movies.
Oh my God, really?
No, wait. I've seen the first Rocky.
If you've seen the Rocky,
I've seen the first one and I hated it. And so I'm refused to watch any of the others.
When did you watch it?
I think I watched it within the past year. And I didn't like it because I didn't like how he treated his wife. I didn't like how he acted. I just didn't like the character. I'm like, I don't care about your sob story. You're kind of like a bad person.
No, it wasn't the first one. The first one was before they got married. They're like dating. The first one won an Oscar. He won an Oscar.
I didn't like it.
Not his acting. His acting was horrible, but his writing. He wrote the screenplay or directed it. Yeah, he wrote it and directed it. So here's another movie that's not on the list. Lethal Weapon 1. Again, it took place at Christmas.
Never seen it.
That's a classic movie. It's a classic, like...
I'm going to Google it.
It's a classic action movie, just like Rocky 4. There's just certain movies that if you're going to put them in there and you're going to categorize them, you should go... I mean, they're classic movies to begin with.
You have to understand, I listed what I do, and I don't know a lot.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes listed a bunch of crap.
Well, I don't work for Rotten Tomatoes. Okay, so I do want to point out that of all these movies, so if we had 65 plus, there's probably 100 movies listed on here. I have seen 32 of them. I have seen 30% of these movies. I'm pretty proud of myself. I know it's not great. I should get up to at least 50, but I've seen 30%.
I mean, there's a few on there we need to highlight so that you can watch them. Like Scrooged, you need to watch Scrooged. You need to watch Christmas Vacation. You need to watch A Christmas Carol. There's a few that you should watch. I think you should make it a point. And a lot of them are on Netflix. Basically, the ones that are on Netflix and on Hulu that are older movies that are like, older than you, they're worthwhile. They're worth watching. So I think you should watch them. What else are you gonna do?
I do other stuff.
I know, but if you're gonna watch something, if you're gonna watch some crap anyways, why not watch something that only comes around once a year?
I try. It's hard for me sometimes.
Like I said, you should try Scrooge. I think you would enjoy that. Try A Christmas Vacation. You will respect that because you will. Now that you're a homeowner, you'll understand some of his struggles. And then what was the other one? A Christmas Carol, A Christmas Story.
I've seen A Christmas Story.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. A Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah,
It's a Wonderful Life.
It's a Wonderful Life. What about that one with Seth Rogen?
Oh yeah, the night before.
One. The night before. I want to watch that one.
I think you should do that. So, I think that's gonna wrap us up.
Yeah, you guys don't want to hear me list off any more Christmas movies.
We went through a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah. So next week we're gonna do the list backwards.
Oh, we are?
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm like, what?
We're going to watch all these movies in the next 96 hours and we'll come back.
Whew.
So, no, just kidding. We're not going to do that.
No, I'd give up. I don't have that kind of...
No, we don't have that kind of time. I mean, we do, but we don't. So, that's a holiday wrap-up. Well, part one.
Part one edition.
That was Thanksgiving wrap-up.
Yes.
Now we got to fight through Christmas for the next 4 weeks. And then we get to New Year's.
Yes.
And then we start all over again.
Yep.
Ugh. We got to do this all over again. We got to do 2022.
Hopefully 2022 is better than 2021.
Which is hopefully is, but I don't know because 2021 is supposed to be better than 2020. It didn't really work out that way. So
I mean, it wasn't as bad, but I wouldn't call it great. You know.
it's like a crappy sequel. We'll see if part 3 is better. So that's gonna wrap us up. Let's kick a shout out to Young Ideas
Yes.
for all of your Dish Network needs. Let me see if we can show that. Bam! There's a sign.
Ooh.
Big sign right here. Dish authorized retailer. They have military discounts. They got all kinds of cool stuff.
Oh yeah, check them out.
Hit up Gary and Aaron. Phone number is down at the bottom, 903-560-9150. Well, look, I can read that. I gotta like squint.
You can read.
No, I'm saying I gotta squint because I can't read because it's too small. My eyes are getting bad. So shout out to them. Shout out to Wavespace Audio for the music. Popcornology for having us here live.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
So on behalf of all them and us, we are Law and Disorder. We'll holler at you guys next week.
Peace out.
Ladies.